Fatal Fury Seal the Wolves has wrapped up its first season, and with us now in the new year of 2026, everyone is patiently waiting for the much anticipated season 2 for the game. I want to take this moment to talk about what needs to be included in this season to help make this game as successful as it can be, and even potentially outdo season 1, or at least be updated throughout the game's lifespan overall. But before we get into that, as always, if you're liking the content and want to see more, then please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more, and don't forget to tap that bell icon. Like I said, we're in the month of January and everyone is waiting for this new update coming to the game. If you're new here and unaware, SNK's latest fighting game, Fatal Fury Seal the Wolves, has recently concluded its first season, and right before the year ended, SNK announced that Season 2 would be coming in January 2026 along with the balanced patch. Now, full disclosure, I really enjoyed this game. Cast of characters is dope overall, music is great along with amazing visuals and engaging gameplay. Things I would expect from this company, things that are just a given with SNK. But as with everything, there are some big caveats, and with SNK there are things that us fans have unfortunately come to expect as well on the negative side of things. Keep in mind that each of these things I'm going to be listing deserve to have their own dedicated video and more than likely will be uploaded in the near future here on the channel. But for now, I just wanted to rattle off with some thoughts of mine of these list of problems that could be solved. One of which is a long-time issue that's plagued the company of SNK well before Seal the Wolves, going all the way back to 2016 with the King of Fighters 14. And that's the issue of costumes, or lack thereof. If you're a long-time SNK fan, then you already know where I'm going with this one, but for the uninitiated, don't worry, I got you covered. SNK for a long time have, for whatever reason, never given its fans costume packs or a line of costume like its contemporaries. Tekken with its updates of outfits and customizable pieces, Grand Blue with its battle passes that you gain colors and alts for weapons and skins, Mortal Kombat, a series that I genuinely do not like, but I have to admit was rolling out costumes left and right, and I'd say most importantly as an example is Capcom. Now of course I'm aware that Street Fighter 6 there is a bit of a costume drought, but hey, they still got more costumes than we've gotten for the King of Fighters 15's lifespan when it was still getting dev support. Point being, SNK has always shied away from doing costume packs. Now, to be fair, it's not like they've never included costumes in their games. The issue is more so the scarcity of costumes. For example, in KOF 14 they released 10 costumes for a roster of 58 characters. Then we have their next title, Samurai Showdown, which yes, had costumes put in the game, but not for everyone. There were the retro costumes for certain characters that had that low polygon aesthetic, which is dope. Reminds me of what Sega did with VF5, giving characters the low polygon models as well, but unlike Virtua Fighter, Sam Show didn't have these for the entire roster. Then moving on more recently, we have the King of Fighters 15, which, like the others mentioned, has costumes but only so few of. Characters releasing with their classic outfits, but not everyone getting new outfits. Characters like Terry getting his Garou outfit, Leona getting her classic fit, along with Pim, Team Orochi, Shingo, Sylvie. Hell, even Gonitz and Rugal got new fits, but again, out of a roster of 60 plus characters. Funny enough, a game where SNK somewhat did costumes well, or better than the others from the company, is SNK Heroines, but like I mentioned earlier, that'll have its own dedicated video diving deeper into the issue of costumes with SNK and how to rectify that. Point being, with SNK's newest fighter, Fatal Fury, we yet again run into this issue of a lack of costumes in the game. With the only characters having an alternative look are Terry Bogard with his real bout outfit, Chun-Li with her classic Street Fighter 2 outfit, as well as Ken with his classic Street Fighter 2 outfit. Ever since the release of the game, folks have been begging SNK to give us more outfits, especially for Mai with giving her back her classic fit, which I'm gonna say now, a lot of y'all be tweaking out bad online about this. Not that this isn't an important issue, but the way y'all be going about it is is a little unnecessary. But again, it is a big deal and one that fans hope SNK can rectify this coming season, or at least throughout the lifespan of the game. More costumes, please. Summer outfits, classic outfits, winter, fall, beach, Halloween, whatever. We want it all. Next up, we have special intros and dialogues. And don't get me wrong, they are in the game, but sadly, only two are really a thing. That being Terry vs Ken and Chun-Li vs Mai, which sucks because they look really amazing to see. Unfortunately, this isn't a thing with more of the cast. I feel like this is a missed opportunity to have more depth with characters bantering back and forth and interactions. Just think of Rock having some kind of cool intro with his Uncle Kane. Perfect example is Tekken 8. Now, of course, you could feel how you may about that game, but I gotta give it credit. The character intros are sick as hell, and speaking of uncles and nephews, Jin's and Lara's intro is what I would love to see for Rock and Kane. Like, bro, just look at how dope this is with them doing a fist bump with electricity. Now, imagine something with Rock and Kane doing some cool shit with their fireballs or something. Or better yet, look at one of my fave fighting games of all time, Capcom vs SNK 2. Those intros, albeit short, goes a long way to highlight the character's personality. Again, Terry and Billy having some kind of scuffle in the intro, or maybe Terry and Andy trading blows before the match starts, or with Joe and Preacher trading hurricanes. To some it may seem like a whatever interaction, but it's the little things that really go a long way. Continuing the list, we have EOST mode, aka Episodes of Southtown mode. Now, this is something that is separate from the arcade mode of the game and acts as a sort of RPG mode for Fate to Fury Share the Wolves. You pick a character and traverse maps, fighting different enemies, accepting quests, and leveling up your character as you play. I'll be honest, personally, I had no real interest in this mode, and tried it out for a bit, and after a while, I got bored. Mind you, I'm the same guy that played Street Fighter 6 and tried out World Tour mode and immediately turned it off once I realized I was just being sent on fetch quests to get stuff and bring back the characters. It's just something I'm not into. Not that there's anything wrong with that, again, it's just not for me. So I made a poll asking you all what are your thoughts on EOST mode since the game has been out half a year and everyone had time to try it. I listed options ranging from I really enjoy it, it's okay but needs improvement, not a fan at all, or I haven't tried it. And after nearly 500 votes, it seems that a majority of you all like the mode, but feels it could use some definite improvements. I read the comments and a lot of it shares the sentiment of that again, it's a good idea and folks like the effort, but it does get really repetitive after a while doing the same thing over and over. Fighting grunts and gaining XP and then having to look at a chat box of fully text. An idea I have for improvements would be first, having some kind of voice acting be a part of this. Nobody wants to just sit here and read this wall of text, especially when it comes off like I'm reading someone's text messages. Having audible dialogue would at least help deal with the slog of grinding and then having to read all of this. Another suggestion would be having some sort of incentive for even playing this. Don't get me wrong, there are some little nuggets of character interactions in here and you do get some nice art here and there, but again, that's not enough. Having some kind of incentive like new colors or costumes or something along those lines would definitely make this worth playing. Also, having cutscenes exclusive to this mode would help also. Granted, they don't necessarily have to be directly tied into the narrative of the game and be like a must-have to play kind of thing, but having voice-acted scenes once again goes a long way. I saw things suggested like Guilty Gear's Mom mode from Exert as an example for potentially what could be done with EOST mode, or even Mortal Kombat Towers. Granted, I'm not personally knowledgeable with these two game modes, but a big update is definitely called for. Again, it's no World Tour mode, but it is a good idea SK was going for. Playing each character, having them go on their own adventure, but it's definitely feeling bare bones and could benefit from regular updates throughout the game's lifespan. Rounding out this list is something I'll call the for fun stuff, one of which is the inclusion of more two-lane battle stages. This style of fighting is a throwback to the early days of the Fatal Fury franchise, and a lot of folks are happy to see SNK take pride in that and bring it back to the game, even if it isn't just the definitive way to play the game or compete it in. However, an issue that's glaring is, for one, it's only one stage currently at the time of this video that has this style of fighting, and secondly, you can only play against someone with this in lobbies, not online such as ranked or casual match. The easy, straightforward remedy for this is honestly just add more two-lane battle stages and make them available to play online against people. Now, it don't gotta be included with rank, but it would be cool if it was, just have a separate ranked mode for it. Also, adding in on the for fun stuff, having mini games would be dope. Either have it be its own section on the menu you can access, or at least be included in EOST mode to make things more engaging. Truthfully, I don't see a reason why you can't do both, and it would give people a reason to A, play EOST mode and have fun with it, and B, even after you beat EOST mode and you want to continue playing the mini games more, you can still do that, have high scores and all of that. These are all things that, to be frank, I don't really expect to be added all within a single season, but I do want added and updated throughout the game's lifespan. And again, like I said, there's plenty I could have said more about all of these things. Hell, I didn't even mention more stages in general for the game, but like I said, each of these will get their own video at some point in time. But as always, we reached that part of the video where I ask you all an important question and the first of the new year, and that's, what are your thoughts? Do you agree with my take? How do you feel about EOST mode? Do you like two-lane battles? And what costumes would you like added? Again, I do plan on doing videos about costumes coming to the game, new stages, etc. Moral of the story, Fatal Fury Share the Wolves is a dope game, but by no means is a perfect one. However, that doesn't mean improvements can't be made, and as we, a community, have the power to help shape that and let SNK know what we would like to be added in the future and the current. So with that said, let's try to get this video to around 100 likes. Always appreciate it. Till next time, I'm DecepySwag. Later.